Along the Divani Yar outcrop in the Siberian permafrost, researchers extracted a block of frozen sediment that had remained undisturbed since the Pleistocene. Inside was a previously unknown species of microscopic roundworm. Radiocarbon dating indicated this nematode had been frozen for 46,000 years. Once thawed and placed in a culture medium, the worm revived and immediately began to produce offspring. This time span exceeds the previous nematode's survival record of 39 years by over 1,000-fold, suggesting that biological persistence in a frozen state can last for geological eras. An organism returning to life after 46 millennia challenges the traditional assumption that there is a strict, finite window for biological matter to remain viable. Most life relies on a continuous engine of chemical reactions called metabolism. Generally, if those reactions drop to a halt, the organism is considered dead. However, certain extremophiles can enter a state called cryptobiosis. They effectively pause their metabolism and wait out harsh conditions in a state of suspended animation. Achieving this state is a mechanical challenge. When a cell freezes, internal water expands into sharp ice crystals, acting like microscopic blades, stretching and rupturing the membrane. Extreme dehydration presents a different threat. Without liquid water for structural support, the cell warps and shrinks, causing internal proteins to bend and tangle together. The central problem is structural. How does a microscopic organism prevent its proteins and membranes from collapsing when the water that supports them is gone? While it may look like a passive drying process, anhydrobiosis is actually a controlled biological shift. Entering this state requires a surge of energy. If scientists use a chemical to block a tardigrade's mitochondria and cut off its power, the organism dies instead of entering stasis. When the emergency protocol is triggered, the tardigrade retracts its head and limbs and contracts into a tightly curled, desiccated ball called a ton. During this transformation, the animal actively expels up to 97% of its internal moisture. This transition creates the ton, a highly regulated state of structural lockdown designed to protect the cell's internal components. Once the water is gone, the organism must find a way to physically lock its cellular components in place to prevent them from breaking. The cell deploys specialized ioprotectants, such as the sugar trehalose, or unique tardigrade-specific disordered proteins. These molecules act as a substitute for lost water. They brace the cell's proteins, creating a rigid scaffolding that holds everything in shape. This is called vitrification. The interior solidifies into a non-crystalline biological glass, suspending chemical activity in mid-action. Encased in this molecular glass matrix, the cell's interior becomes stabilized against structural collapse. Even if the cell structure is stabilized, stasis carries a long-term risk. Over centuries, background radiation and oxidative stress will fragment the organism's DNA. Tardigrades defend against this with a unique protein called damage suppressor, or Dsup. Dsup is a highly charged protein that wraps around the DNA helix, creating a flexible, protective coating. This shield physically blocks ionizing radiation and free radicals from striking the delicate DNA strands during periods of inactivity. Dsup functions as a primary molecular barrier against the passage of time. When water returns to the environment, the biological glass matrix melts away. The organism rehydrates, expands, and its metabolism resumes. However, stasis is not perfect. Small amounts of genomic damage still accumulate over long durations. Upon waking, the organism immediately deploys active repair proteins like TDR1 to aggressively fix any cracks in its genetic code. The survival of these organisms depends on a two-part strategy: passive molecular shielding during the pause and aggressive enzymatic repair once metabolism resumes. Medical researchers are now isolating these molecular toolkits to address challenges in human health. Donor organs currently only last for a few hours on ice before cellular damage makes them unviable for transplant. By utilizing cryptobiotic ice-binding proteins, scientists are developing methods to freeze human organs without triggering the ice crystal damage that normally destroys them. In cancer research, scientists are using mRNA to instruct healthy cells to produce a temporary Dsup protein shield around their nuclei. This allows doctors to target tumor cells with much higher doses of radiation while the surrounding healthy tissue is physically shielded from damage. By isolating these chemical toolkits, we are beginning to translate extremophile survival strategies into human medical applications.